got 4 glasses here. They're blind. I know what they are. Chris doesn't. So he's going to step up and do that. Before he does, I talked to Chris earlier about a rosé champagne that I had, a very old rosé champagne from Don Ruinart. I just wanted to try that live on camera just to see what he thinks before we get into the reds. So as you can see, I mentioned to you about a crazy colour.
That's champagne.
Yeah. So
How
give
have
that.
you done that? Did you have that in the fridge? Or?
I had it all top secret just for you prepared because I knew we were going to be live on camera.
So what is that?
We're live or pre-recorded, of course.
This is
But
Dom Ruinart.
Dom Ruinart. So as I mentioned here, you've got the Dom Ruinart 04, 02, and this is a 96. And you can see, I told you, the really crazy colour. So give it a crack, give it a whirl, and see what you think.
Now, I will do, and this is completely unplanned. I know nothing about this, so I'm absolutely beside myself here. We talked a bit earlier about Ruinart when we were just out for a walk in beautiful Edinburgh, sunny Edinburgh today, and you picked me up on Ruinart versus Dom Ruinart. Just explain that a little bit.
Yeah, so Ruinart, classic, wonderful champagnes. I think from memory, Blanc de Blanc, non-vintage classic brut mix, and then also rosé, and then you have the Dom Ruinart, which is step up. Really beautiful wines. We've got the Blanc de Blanc here, and they do a wonderful rosé. So see what you think.
I don't think I've ever smelt anything like that. It smells like it's. That's again. You said, "Oh, sorry for being crude or a bit blunt," but it smells like bubblegum. Which isn't a great thing to say about this. I'm sure there are much better expressions, but it's absolutely. It's sort of rose petal. But just like a bubble gum, like a sort of a blue. Oh, absolutely! I mean, very. I can't think of the word, but it's very unique and very distinctive. Absolutely incredible. There are no bubbles in this.
A little bit, yeah, because of the age, absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
And sorry, remind me the age again. I missed that. 96.
No.
Wow. And it tastes, it's, sometimes you get, I always say this about Alsace, you smell one thing and you go, oh my goodness, that's so distinctive as a smell. And then, it's usually like a Riesling and it smells like Maldives and tropical fruits. And then you taste it and it's very, very dry and it's completely different. This tastes the way it smells.
Yeah.
It's very, very, it tastes exactly how it smells.
But the funny so this is, I can just say Dom Ruinart, you can't really see the bottle here much because it's wrapped up, but so this is a Dom Ruinart 04, and if it was, a bit of edge on this one, but not quite as much. But the funny thing about all of this is, I said to Chris at the very beginning when he came here that when I opened a Dom Ruinart with a bit of edge, it actually looked a bit like Iron Brew, and Chris Piper has just drank Iron Brew live on Wine with Chris, and because he's visiting Edinburgh. And I had to do the same trick with Andre, but it wasn't quite the same, I have to admit. I had to get this one over the line. And so, ladies and gentlemen, Chris Piper from Wine with Chris has just had Iron Brew, which I totally with Chris. It has this unique smell. There's beautiful, the kind of bouquet, a bit of sweetness, a bit of complexity, maybe a bit of iron. But actually, Dom Ruinart, when you do pour it, the older ones, looks like Iron Brew, genuinely. And I did say that to Chris, but I had to play this trick on him, ladies and gentlemen. So I had poured some Iron Brew in a little glass before coming up because I knew I would get him out. So there we go. Thanks, Chris.
Okay, that is hilarious and extremely cruel. And we'll debate whether or not this ever sees the light of day. However, I feel quite vindicated because it tastes like bubblegum. And I did not want to say that. And so I was racking my brains as Neil spoke to come up. And what the phrase I'd come up with, which I was going to say when the microphone came back to me, was sweet rose petals, was what I was going to say. Absolutely. But what I meant was bubblegum because it basically tastes like Hubba Bubba. So I'm quite pleased. I feel like I've been hoodwinked, but I feel like I've kind of done all right in the hoodwinking.